Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have a diamond in the rough I'd like you guys to meet. This here is Carson Fehlhafer, defensive lineman out of Concordia, Nebraska. Nice to have you today, sir.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, nice to get a chance to finally meet you. Been hyping you up already. We already wrote an article for you on our website, so people can certainly go to that and read it. But want to get a chance to meet the individual too. So, Carson, go ahead and introduce yourself so we can get started.
Yeah, like you said, I'm Carson Fehlhafer. I'm from Utica, Nebraska, which is 20 miles west of where I play football at, which is Concordia University. I'm a D lineman there. So,
Cool. So, uh, help me out a little bit because I'm not so keen on the geography there. Like, where exactly is that? Is that like you got some big cities near you? Like, are you in the middle of a cornfield? Like, what's it like there in Utica?
well, Utica's a small town. It's pretty much in a cornfield. There's only 800 people there. It's about 40 miles west of Lincoln, Nebraska. So it is in eastern Nebraska. It's not too far from people, but it's definitely a small town. And if you drive through there, you would definitely feel that.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, just kind of wanted to let people in on, again, where you grew up, like that sort of thing. So, I do want to kind of walk through this whole, football history of you. So let's start at the beginning. How long have you played the game of football?
So I started football. We start football in fourth grade in Utica, and then you play all the way up. I played all the way up through middle school and high school, and now this is my fourth year here at Concordia. So
So from fourth grade, I'm trying to do the math.
like a little over 10 years, 11 years
Yeah,
maybe.
so you've been
Yeah.
you've been after it for quite some time, of course. Were you always a defensive lineman? Did you play some O line too? Did you play any other position, like a skill position? Talk me through it.
I I was never, small enough to play a skilled position. I always had my hand in the dirt. But small town ball, we play both ways. So I've always been offense, defense, every single game of my pretty much my entire career.
Cool, cool. Having my notes, attended Centennial High School there in Nebraska, and along with football, you were a standout athlete in a couple other sports, that being wrestling and track and field. So, talk me through some of your accomplishments in some of those other sports before we head back into the football things.
Yeah, so for wrestling, I mean, I was, a two-time district champ, two-time conference champ, state champs, placed at state 2 other years. Definitely was pretty good, like, decent wrestler. I didn't wrestle my freshman year, because I just wasn't into it at that time. But my sophomore, junior, senior year, definitely found the love for it again, and definitely, I'd say excelled in that sport. And then track again, I placed at state a couple years, district champs, conference champs, all that good stuff. And I'm still obviously doing that here at Concordia too, which has been a really good time. I've been the I'm a national qualifier. And yeah, it's been conference champion. So definitely
Nice.
has been a fun time doing that. So.
Nice. So, doing track and field at Concordia as well, which is fun. So,
Hmm. Hmm.
looking at these sports, I mean, again, you were doing track and field, obviously, as a thrower. That being a big guy, I'm not really expecting you to run these, you know, long, these sprints like
Right.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, doing very well as a thrower and a wrestler. In these sports, for what they are, I mean, they certainly do translate to the game of football,
Mm.
whether it be establishing leverage or even just sheer raw power. Talk me through maybe some of your own experiences and how you've utilized some of those skills in your football days.
I mean, I almost give all credit for my football talent to wrestling. I mean, there's not another sport that I've done where I've, pushed myself physically and mentally. Every position in wrestling can correlate to football in a way, whether it's tackling, getting off the ball, all that stuff is pretty much hand in hand the same thing. It makes you have, you're more flexible from wrestling. That just makes you a better athlete in general, which again correlates to football. And then with track, throwing a shot put, you got to be explosive. And then that pretty much correlates pretty much hand in hand to playing D line. If you're not explosive on the D line, you're not gonna really ever do any good on it. So,
Well, yeah, and I think the one thing that people downplay as a thrower is your footwork. Because the
hmm
thing is like all it takes is one wrong step, and that ball and that object is going somewhere where you really don't want it to go.
Yep.
So it takes a whole lot of practice and form to get that stuff right. So let's talk about you getting yourself to Concordia. So of course, in Nebraska, not really going too far away, to attend, college. So, walk me through the steps of you getting there, and then we'll talk about, the time you spent there.
Yeah. So my recruiting out of high school, it was mostly all NAIA colleges. And I kind of just chose Concordia because they kind of just told me they wanted me as a player. They didn't care if I played offense or defense, which I didn't know which side they wanted me to play on at the time. Most other places were telling me I was an offensive lineman. Concordia was one of the only places that said, "Hey, you can you're a defensive player, you can play defense." So that helped me choose. Obviously, doing track as well. I got really close with Coach Ed, our throws coach. He did football and track here. He's been really cool, and I got really close with him because I came to all the camps here at Concordia and did all that stuff. So that's pretty much why I came to Concordia. I also, my mom, she had some health problems in high school. I wanted to be close to home in that aspect, so that's another reason why I chose to be here.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, and again, I don't know if this really applies, but I think sometimes when guys come from such a small town, they get completely overlooked by bigger schools. And so, you kind of staying home isn't necessarily a bad thing. You get yourself out there and you're able to start, you know, pretty much a lot of games, nearly immediately when you get out there on the football field for Concordia. Talk me through your fit on that defense. Can you kind of walk me through, the pieces on that defense and your overall role?
So how we run our defense is it's a very do your 1/11th defense, meaning every guy has their job, and if every guy does their job, we should win that play every time. As a nose guard, you can about imagine all we do is, stuff both A gaps, and that's essentially what I have to do almost every play. I think that's one of my biggest aspects is I am a very consistent player. I don't. I mean, obviously, I try to make all the plays, right? I'm a competitive player, but I'm just really consistent and always doing my job first. If my job is, done and I can go make the play, I'll go make the play. That's kind of just how I like to play, and that's how our defense here at Concordia works.
Cool. Let's talk about some of your teammates, man. I mean, I know another guy who we put on our small school watch list was y'all safety, Dalen Henson.
hmm
Obviously, he's taking care of things on the back end, and you're pushing the pocket in the front. So, talk about some of the guys, maybe perhaps him around you.
Yeah, Dalo, he's taken a big step up this year. He's became a really role model for us and key player. He's making plays, he's coming up and hitting, he's making tackles. He does his job really well. He catches the balls he needs to catch, and he's became a really good player. He actually said one of the best quotes I've ever heard. He goes, thanks to my D line and God. That's what he credited his last season on. So that was pretty awesome. We have returning like Grant Hughes, he's a leader in the linebacker field. And then, so right now our D line, we have some new faces. It's not going to be, Kyle Stirrup and Devon Pauly by me. It's going to be, we got a group of guys like Carson Adams, Terry Sebeck, AJ Frazee, Lucas Laffler. Those guys, they're all ready to play. They'll all step up really well. It's going to be a battle for who gets in those positions.
Great. You guys actually had a pretty decent season last year. I mean, if you look at it, very solid. I know you guys didn't make the playoffs, which is kind of unfortunate, but I mean, you guys were certainly in the mix to do so. But we could talk about that and maybe rant about it afterwards. You yourself, you were named first team all conference, which was great. Had yourself a handful of sacks, and the one game that I kind of want to chit chat about is really your breakout game when you're NAIA Defensive Player of the Week. So talk about that one because that was a huge matchup.
I mean, that game, all credit goes to our coaches just setting us up for success. We definitely had some stunts that we've really never done before, but they kind of opened up holes for us to make plays. Actually, I think I had 3 sacks that game.
Yeah.
Two of those sacks were because I was doing my job. I didn't even, it's because the guy next to me made his play, making the quarterback step up. So it's kind of it was a team win. Obviously they gave me a big award for it, but it was definitely a team win. We had 2 or 3 picks or something like that, and it was just a really good offense was firing on all cylinders. Just it was a really good team win that we had there.
Cool. So you're basically saying, hey, I did my 111th. We won the game. Very huge though. You guys were able to knock off the number two team in all of NAIA, and you
Mhm.
know, again, I look at the record, and the fact that you guys missed the playoffs, 8-2. That's gotta suck, man. I mean, talk to me about, I don't know, your response to that, and like, how are you gonna take that and help that to fuel this season?
That was definitely tough news because they did bring us all in together when we heard it, but we kind of all heard it at the same time. So it was like, dang, all these seniors are leaving. Our season's over. I think we were on a 6-win streak or whatever. So
Yeah,
it was just a tough, hard pill to swallow. I think this offseason we kind of showed that that was a tough pill to swallow, and it was probably one of our most productive off seasons in the weight rooms with just, effort and just weight people were putting on, like increases and maxes and all that. And then spring ball, obviously, it looked, obviously new faces on the field. We lost a lot of our offense and, almost half of our defense. A lot of new faces, a lot of young guys getting their reps that they've definitely deserved. And I think we just, came together as a team and said, you know what, this is going to be our new standard, 8-2. We don't want to be any worse than that, right? We want to be better. Like our goal is now 9-1, actually 10-0, actually national champion. Let's do that. So we want to, I mean, we're going to
great,
roll in hopefully into fall camp this next week and just do what we need to do, work hard and play physical football.
great. For what it's worth, I personally feel like you guys were snubbed, but it's okay. I mean, you go back out there this year and you prove to everybody that you guys belong there. And the only way to do so is to win all your games,
Hmm.
apparently. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's how things are going. You talked about how not just you, but the entire team has really been much more focused this season, this off season, preparing for this upcoming year. What have you done specifically? Any part of your game that you feel like you're specifically focusing on, or what? What do you feel is going to take you to the next level this season?
I think right now is just longevity in playing. The past couple seasons, I've had a few hamstring pulls. I've still played through them. I had to play, pretty much start every game with 2 pulled hamstrings. That Northwestern game, I pulled my hamstrings on the first drive. I'm playing through that, and it's gonna definitely this whole summer has been a big focus on getting my legs right. I mean, clearly I can, produce with pulled hamstrings, but when I'm healthy, that's when it's kind of like, geez, that's a lot of like he can do play pretty well with that. So that's definitely been my biggest focus. I mean, I'm already pretty strong. I definitely still lift hard. Just definitely doing a lot of active recovery, stretching, just getting my hamstrings right and my body right for the season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously doing things like that are making you do likely some ice baths
Hmm. Hmm.
immediately thereafter.
Yeah, me and the
And
ice
then
pack get pretty close during fall ball.
yeah, pretty much. But just to kind of let some people in on when you are in your prime, dude, you're squatting like 650 plus,
Hmm.
doing a lot of things. I mean, again, you talked up your weight room achievements. What's your favorite lift in the weight room, man? Talk to me.
Oh, I mean, I'm a dude, so it's got to be bench press or biceps. Those are just the best lifts ever. But yeah, that's about it on that.
Gotcha. And at some point you'd given me over 430 pounds on the bench. Are you more than that these days?
I hit 445 the other couple weeks ago this summer, so definitely an increase there. I squatted 685 the other day. So
Sweet.
We're definitely, I mean, I'm obviously weighing more than I ever have. I'm like two or not two, 325 right now. Definitely, solid weight, but definitely the numbers are also improving with that.
So, just for people that are listening, some of the numbers that you had just mentioned there, I think you would be able to compete at Division I level with some of those numbers. You could probably walk into Lincoln and beat half of the people with
Hmm.
some of those numbers. I know that's saying a lot, but it's true. When you're able to, you said 680 or something like that
Yeah.
squat, that's a fantastic number.
Mhm.
And so bench, dude, I mean, you definitely have a lot of physical skills to work with. Looking at you and your athletic background certainly helps for you in your position. I personally feel like you are a player who a lot of people need to know about you, your potential as a uh, potential pro. And so, anything else about your I don't know best attributes? Any other attribute that we may not have covered yet that you feel like we need to let people in on?
I mean, I think my, mentality is pretty strong. So a little background, I was 325 pounds as a freshman in high school, but the bad 325 pounds. I
Mm.
was only probably 6 foot, 6'1" at the time. So, I was a pretty big, young kid walking around. I remember vividly, I could barely finish warm-ups for football practice that year. Well, that offseason, I decided I need to make a change. I dropped down all the way to 240 for about wrestling season time came around my sophomore year, and then pretty much put up all that weight up to where I am now on muscle and just, pushing myself to the limits almost every day in the weight room. And, I'm in high school and a little bit in college. I also go on like longer runs. Like you don't really see big guys doing that, but that's just something I kind of make myself do because, if you can do it tired, you can do it pretty good healthy. So,
Hey, definitely appreciate that. And we'll see what happens this upcoming season, buddy. I mean, obviously, we're hoping that you improve upon that record and you guys make it to the postseason. Do want to get an opportunity to meet the guy under the helmet, if you don't mind. So, I mean, we've talked a little bit about you, but kind of want to see what else, any interesting fun facts you want to bring to the table, whether it be your hobbies, overall interests, any special talents? Give me something about you.
oh, I don't know. I mean, my hobbies are pretty, typical. I like to hunt, I like to fish, play video games when I can. I do got, I mean, I don't have much talents other than football, but I can juggle. That's probably a secret talent I can do.
Sure, it's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's something. So, yeah, I mean,
Cool.
yeah,
Well, I have a handful of silly, fun questions that I kind of want to throw your way.
do it.
Really, just again, nothing to do with football at all. It's just so people can get to know you, your personality. So, some of these are quick. Some of these might be more than one word. But it is what it is. All right, here we go. Pancakes or waffles?
Ooh, waffles for sure.
Okay, cool, cool. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with I'm a big vanilla guy.
All
Keep
right,
it
all right.
classic, keep it simple, yeah.
Keep it basic. No,
Yep, yep.
for me, I'd have to put on at least a couple toppings, man.
Well,
Come on.
yeah, I'm a big like Reese's Cups fan or cookie dough. Those two always make the team on that. So yeah.
Gotcha. I know I had to ask a couple food questions for a big guy on the line, but let's shift gears. Favorite board game or card game?
Ooh. Definitely big Uno guy. Definitely have gotten into a lot of fights with my brothers playing Uno, but it's always a good time regardless.
Hey, it happens. You got to get that competitive spirit in you very early
Hmm.
on. I
Hmm.
definitely know that from firsthand. So, um, kind of interesting for you. I mean, you really going to a school close to home. What is actually the furthest you've been from home? You have like, I don't know, some destination you've been, or maybe even like a bucket list vacation spot someday?
Yeah, so 2 winters ago we went to Jamaica for a wedding. That was a lot
Wow.
of fun. It was my uncle's wedding and, definitely a lot of fun down there. And yeah, that's probably the farthest. I have a really good friend that lives up in Norway, so definitely want
Hmm.
to make a trip up there sometime. But yeah, those are probably the two.
Cool. Interesting. Love that. Any pets at home?
Oh yeah, I got a golden or a yellow lab. His name's Hank. He's a good little dog.
Cool. I gotta love labs. So, at
Definitely
least
my
me.
favorite breed.
Yeah, definitely. If you could choose a superpower, what would that be? Whether it be flight, invisibility, ability to talk to animals, or some other weird thing, what would be your superpower that you would love to choose?
I think either flight or like teleportation, just being able to, move around. I mean, as a big guy, that's a lot easier to move around that way than walking or anything. So definitely
Or
those.
I could see you using the teleportation like at the start of of a play at the snap,
Yeah,
be right behind the quarterback, just kind of saying hello and just putting him to
right,
the ground. It'd be kind of fun to utilize that one on the field. Obviously, completely not fair, but fun.
right.
um, cool. Obviously, we're talking under the platform of you trying to get to the league, trying to have that, the opportunity to get there. Anybody in the league right now that maybe perhaps you yourself are studying to hopefully become one of these days? I mean, who are you looking at? Who are you a big fan of at the NFL level?
Well, Nebraska boy, he just retired, but Ndamukong Suh is someone I've
Right.
always, watched a lot. And then also retired, but JJ Watt, I try to kind of, mimic my game off of what he does, or like an Aaron Donald. I kind of like, watching those guys, they're the best to ever do it. So I try to mimic them and definitely watch how they play.
Cool. Definitely Ndamukong Suh, a monster on the
Hmm.
field. I don't think anyone liked playing against him because he is just ruthless.
Right.
Um, I joke a little bit how I don't know if you remember McCoy in college. I feel like he still has nightmares of
Hmm.
Suh slamming him to the ground.
Yeah.
Anyway, want to get things back to you. Hopefully, one of these days you'll find yourself amongst those athletes at the professional level. As we wrap up our time, tell people really what makes you a player that deserves that opportunity at the next level. Hit us with your pitch and anything else to tell people who might be doubters. So, give us your final thoughts.
I think my biggest advantage is I'm just a very hardworking person. I have a really strong mentality. I've pushed myself physically, mentally over and over again, just, past my limits. And I try to always just keep pushing myself no matter what I'm doing. I'm the type of guy that my, first play of the game and my like 25th play of the game, they're going to look identical. I'm going to make myself, my muscle memory is gonna be pretty much spot on, and I try to play the game just how I practice, and I practice hard, I practice physical, and I think that would be something you want if you were looking for a player.
Carson, definitely feel like a lot of scouts really need to get to know you. Certainly, we've tried to put you on the map, and I think you're going to do that on your own this season. Here's hoping your team much success as you guys move forward. Okay,
Thank you.
sure thing. Once again, I got with me Carson Fehlhafer, defensive lineman out of Concordia. Check him out this season.